I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
What's deal breakers? Someone who doesn't have a J-O-B.
Yeah, someone who doesn't have a job.
I don't have a job.
You don't have a job?
Holy shit.
What is your body count?
7.
Why you made that face? Tell me the truth.
25.
How about you?
I'm celibate.
Stop the cap.
Swear to God on my life.
Or he'll strike you right now.
Strike me dead right now, Lord, if I'm lying.
Wish granted. Message received. Mission, well, it's on its way to being accomplished. Boys, modern women are joining the 4B movement, shaving their heads and collecting cats. Like I've said many times before, every time the world heals through masculine efforts, they just get more and more radical, making demands of men who haven't even shared the same room for almost a decade. I, and many others who walked away, have made the point recently that the West is completely fed up with the regime. We stopped listening seriously ages ago, but now many countries are shifting dramatically, encouraging a much-needed restoration of traditional values. But, and this needs to be said, this is only a promising start. Things are happening faster than ever before. However, there's so much work to be done before 100 years of corrosion can be replaced with something great. As always, there are key reasons for this, and they're worth addressing before any kind of early celebration. Before we go any further with the video, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Khaled Bejjo Jiu-Jitsu, who shared, "Single mothers aren't looking for love, they want financial support. Say it one more time for the men in the back." Thank you for sharing that comment. We gotta make sure everyone receives this message. Anyway, please don't forget to reach out to my email to claim your $5. As always, guys, I'll be picking one comment from each video. Could be the funniest, the most liked, or just one that moved me. So don't forget to leave a comment and you could be our very next winner. So be sure to hit that like and sub button too, as that helps out a ton. And also, guys, we got a backup channel now linked in the description. I'll be posting similar stuff there too, so subscribe to that just in case. Link is right below. Now back to the video.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever.
What does a man need to do to get you guys to notice him?
Very simple. We want a man who acts like a man, who's manly, who takes care of things. Leader. I don't need you to kill an alligator with your hands, but I need to feel so feminine around you because you are so masculine that I can turn my brain off because I know you've got it. I trust you. I trust your intellect. I trust your character. I trust that I can close my eyes and follow you blindly and I'm going to be happy about where I end up. That's what it's about. We go out. I don't have to use my brain. I don't have to think. You know what I mean? Order the whole thing for us. Take me, plan the thing. Say you tell me where we're going. And we're all set. That's honestly, it's so lost on us. And like, yes, toxic masculinity, that's not good, but we need masculinity. It's really important, and that's what we try to push. And we live in a time of, unfortunate, new age feminism and this whole idea that women and men need to be the same and they need to compete, and it's all from the enemy. It's all lies.
Almost.
Do it. Do it!
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Fuck that TV and fuck that asshole! Do it! I'll buy
Okay, maybe not that fucking hard.
Again, not trying to be cynical, but the tumor is still in the body, people. It's not growing, but it's not showing signs of remission either. Reason number one, they're still expecting us to fix shit without reciprocity. The propaganda machine was shocked to see how many women voted against progressivism on the 5th. I mean, really shocked. So shocked that many of them turned against minorities and female demographics in a fit of rage. Not on brand, but it showed the colors we've seen for quite some time. The wolf in sheep's clothing. And look, on one hand, this is a step in the right direction. A large portion of women, by doing this, recognize the problem. But here comes the pill. Just because they admitted that things have been on the decline without masculine guidance, does this mean that they're going to correct course themselves, or does this mean they're eager to let men fix a problem they created without footing the bill? At the moment, the latter seems to be the case. There's this problematic cycle when it comes to feminism in society. Just like the TV they smashed, they stomp on valuable institutions. In the past, men came to clean up the mess, like we always do. But if the same chicks made the right decision for society, don't take accountability, history is just going to rhyme again and again and again until there's nothing left. Is this possible? Well, it's too soon to tell. If it has any chance of correcting itself, the mentality that brought the West to its knees, pun intended, needs to be called into question. You might want to turn down your volume for this example. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Turn up the volume!
Does anyone else have a wedding plan for next year? And now, after your next paycheck, you're going to the courthouse because you don't know if you're going to be able to get married to her next year. I don't just want to love her, I want legality of our union. I want her to be able to have things if something happens to me. I want us to be okay. I just want us to be okay.
Well, with an 80% divorce rate, I don't think this is the focus, but I digress. Reason 2, the most impressionable demographic is brainwashed. While I don't pity those dumb enough to hop on the feminist bandwagon for undeserved raises and benefits, I also look at some of these people like they're lost children. The media has completely rotted their minds, and they devour literally anything that is laid out on their plate, no matter how toxic it is later proven to be. I mean, we have to be objective about this. Nobody, and I mean nobody, drives for 15 minutes to an hour, goes into the store, buys a $40 to $80 razor, drives back home, props up their camera, finds the best angle, and shaves off their hair for millions of people, without something being seriously wrong with their mental state. If this were any other group, like the Manson family or Heaven's Gate, we would have already stormed in and tried to help these people recover from perverse and demonic conditioning. The issue is that this is at an extreme scale, the likes of which nobody has ever seen before. We're talking almost 60 million people in the US alone who will open apps on their phones, see this circus, nod, and say to themselves, I totally get it, we're on board. Victory or no victory, this is a deafening chorus crying about false narratives and conspiracy theories about masculinity. That's not something that gets silenced in 4, 8, or even 50 years of good decision making. It has to be said.
Oh my goodness. I got a charge for $850 on my credit card. Was that you? You mean, yeah, sorry. Look at all this. What were you thinking? Give me that credit card. Why did you spend $850 at Fashion Nova?
Because you're always giving me Goodwill clothes and it doesn't look to me.
London, there is absolutely nothing wrong with Goodwill clothes. Get off your phone. You're only 7 years old. You shouldn't even be having a phone.
I should be grateful, but Mom, I really need to see these Fashion Nova clothes.
Oh my gosh, this girl and her phone.
Comment down below if you think what I do is good or bad. I'm sorry. I needed this.
This is crazy. Look at all these bags. Out of control.
No, it's just like that.
I'm single moms in the house.
We've evolved, Andrew, so we no longer live in a social construct that's going to support traditionalism, if you want to call it that.
People are desperate to get back to some sense of what you call traditionalism. I don't think we've evolved past. So the traditionalists are saying what works best for society and the family dynamic is to have women stay at home to raise the kids, not in laboratories. And I want the smartest women at home raising the next generation of really smart kids, right? So the idea here is that the traditionalist movement is saying modernity is screwed up with our priority set because women have become extremely self-centered around this idea of fair, when in fact there is nothing fair. Women don't have to sign up for a draft, for instance. That's not fair. Women are not the people who have to defend you while you sleep. That's not fair. All sorts of things which aren't fair, but yet for some reason men are able to deal with it and women don't seem to be able to deal with it.
Why do we care if there's no father? I grew up without a father. I feel like I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. I'm in college. Like, why are we so towards the father? Why does he need to be there so much?
So just looking at, try to answer my question for me. Do you think, what kind of is there any time, and you're being very vulnerable, and I appreciate that, when you were growing up, and maybe not, where you said, I wish I had a dad around?
My mom says I did wish for that once at a wishing well. But my mom was great. She supported me, provided me.
Sure. No, I'm not. This is not a knock on single moms.
Right.
But was there ever a time maybe where a more masculine figure would have been helpful?
I can't really, not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Like, what? Can you give me an example of when a masculine figure would be helpful in my life?
When a boyfriend might have broke up with you, and you didn't want to talk to your mom because she just didn't get it, and you wanted a strong, stable man to say you're beautiful.
I think. I mean, I have. If my father was like, "You're beautiful," that'd be cool. But like, if my mom was also like, "You're beautiful," I don't really see a difference between like my mom saying it and my father saying it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's. I don't see the world that way, because there's being a father to a daughter. There's a very unique bond between a father and a daughter, where it's you fall in love again, but not romantic love.
Reason number 3, generational conditioning is a lithium fire. Take the girl being interviewed by Charlie as an example. She can't even begin to comprehend what it would be like to have a father in her life, and at best, she can only speculate almost as if it's a work of fiction. She was robbed of the connection that, according to the stats, is literally the only hope most women in the West have to make it out on the other side without damaging their minds and bodies irreparably. And as the numbers in the West show, more than a third of the population deals with this shortage, which is almost entirely the fault of the single mothers that raised them. They're only given half of their childhood curriculum needed to be a well-functioning adult, and even that is a reach considering for what most of these moms now believe. This girl, and many others, spend all of their youth listening to an angry woman hitting the wall, fully medicated and socially inept, telling them countless warped stories about how men were the only cause of their suffering, and that the only solution would be to erase them off the map entirely. Then, when they are of age, they are thrusted into college institutions and verify everything mommy said for the first 17 to 19 years of their life. Mandatory culture awareness course continues to flood their minds with lies about how masculinity is the cause of all that is broken in civilization. Now, plant that same woman into the real world. Even with the election, is she suddenly going to have an epiphany? Is she going to see the error of her ways? Of course not.
Oh, God, more crying.
America decided to get back with their crazy ex and elect Donald Trump. No matter who you voted for, I think all Americans can agree it's going to be a rough Thanksgiving.
Late-night talk show hosts tried to keep the mood light as they reacted to Donald Trump winning re-election.
As a late-night host, people often say to me, come on, part of you's got to want Trump to win because he gives you so much material to work with. No. No one tells the guy who cleans the bathroom, wow, you must love it when someone has explosive diarrhea. There's so much material for you to work with.
As Jimmy Kimmel delivered an impassioned monologue, he began to choke up.
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go, for healthcare, for our climate, for science, for journalism, for justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet. And most of all,
The Simp Olympics is at its peak. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Gentlemen, reason number 4, it's a culture war, not a battle. One of the things that has stood out to me in the last week or so, and probably for all of you too, is that the Western world is starting to correct course, knowing that the US won't be putting up with all this rhetoric anymore. People are getting fired, programs are getting shut down, all to brace for the impact that was an objectively masculine victory. And all of this is a good, miraculous really, but things have been on fire for so long that this phase we're entering is just putting the fire out. Once that's done, there's still plenty of damage control. These fools on late night shows and talk shows have been radicalizing feminists for the last 3 decades. They danced with needles and propped up figures like Kim Kardashian as the pinnacle of beauty and feminine excellence. And they're really just the product of the disease. From the government to major corporations, there has been no pushback, other than walking away. That has slowed the growth of this machine. Look, on the upside, men never changed, but on the downside, modern women sure as hell did. Sitting on the couch, coasting on alimony and child support, they've watched countless commercials, shows, movies, and plenty more that inundated them with anti-masculine philosophy. They'd find dudes that have no backbone and bribe them with millions of dollars to be a mouthpiece for feminism. It's why we see this in constant succession.
Women don't give a fuck about being married anymore.
I've waited for my husband for so many years, and I'm just getting mad, and I'm about to turn 40. There's a lot of stress on me right now.
They have no interest in having a husband.
It dawned on me that I'm 46 years old, and I don't have a husband to take care of me. I don't have a husband to help me.
They have dealt with enough men in their lifetime to say, I'm good.
What kind of world do we live in where a normal, regular girl cannot find just a regular guy out here to date?
Women have got to a point in this world that they would rather not ever be married and not ever be near a fucking man again.
53. It has been several years.
Enjoy.
I mean, I'm not going to learn how to cook. I'm not going to learn how to clean. I am sorry.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's tough.
I'm hoping that, my partner would do that for me.
Yeah.
Ah, so she wants to date another girl. Got it.
And she might, but look at the stats. That won't work out either. Reason number 5, one good decision doesn't fix the whole problem. The apple is still rotten. I say this based on the adage, one bad apple doesn't spoil the whole bunch. But here's the thing about modernized sayings, which is a feminist art form. They're stupid. The original saying is, one bad apple can spoil the barrel. And that's more in line with what we've seen from suffrage to today. As long as feminism spreads throughout social media and daily life, it will enter everything. TV, movies, podcasts, corporate policy, the military, labor unions, the list goes on and on. Now, of course, I don't think this kind of ideology will ever disappear. Not in our lifetime anyway. There are plenty of cults that were once confused with religions that still have fringe groups throughout the West with members of 10 or more. That said, they don't make any sort of impact on the West anymore. They're seen for what they are, morally corrupt activist greed engines with no clear objective. Honestly, that'll be the true sign of success. When a kid can go to school and not be flanked by teachers asking them about perverted topics. When women are promoted, when they uphold traditional values and rewarded for remaining loyal and fair. When men, while still challenged, are granted the rights and privileges in return for the work they put in every single day. That's when I feel, and probably how most of you feel, we can actually see things turn around and start moving in the right direction.
What's 9 plus 9 times 9?
Oh, no!
Damn, you ain't even try?
Like, I didn't expect that, but I respect that.
All
I'm
right.
sorry, sweetie.
It's all right.
But, I didn't hear. What?
9 plus 9 times 9.
Lord, have mercy. I mean, like...
I get it. It's all good.
Okay. So now, apart from that question, though, is he someone that's your type?
Actually, no. But I wanted to step outside my comfort zone. I don't do dreadheads.
Now, is she someone that's your type?
Not really.
Okay, why not?
I don't like the teeth, to be honest.
It's different. Okay. Yeah, I never heard that, but yeah, okay. I appreciate that.
Very smart.
Why did you decide to come back to social media?
I knew at that point there is no turning back. Everyone knows who I am.
Right.
I can't work anywhere. That's why I left the law firm job. It was very uncomfortable for me to work there.
Can you explain that experience?
Yeah, it's very weird to go into a job interview thinking, oh, I'm just going to go back to normal life, and having the interviewer ask you if you did porn.
Right. Do you think they're asking you that because they knew?
Yes. I went to a couple interviews where some comments were made, and then I finally got a job at the law firm, and then I got a job working for a friend's company at the construction firm, and then I just realized
You feel uncomfortable.
I feel uncomfortable everywhere I go.
No way! We're shocked. Reason number 6. Modern women cannot escape the past, so steps must be taken for a brighter future. This, above all else, is probably the most important thing men have to keep in mind going forward, because the past for women, as is the nature of it all, can't be erased. All of these decisions, body count, lonely fans, date hustles have created a huge demographic that is, without mincing words, no longer viable. We definitely can move forward. Men have been doing it for thousands of years, but some people can't hop on the ark, so to speak. Blind acceptance, regardless of the past, just isn't possible. Everyone's wisened up.
What would you go for? That one? This one or this one?
Neither.
Why?
I can tell you all three. You already told me she was over a roster, and if she's her friend and she's her friend, none of them are good. You gotta stay true to yourself, King.
What do you think is the body count?
I'm gonna say 15.
Damn.
15. And I'm gonna say over 20.
Body
Truly.
What's your body count?
4. 4.
So what's the perfect body count for a woman?
For a woman, I'm gonna say under 7.
Under 7?
Under 7.
Damn. So
anything above is crazy.
None of these can have a chance?
Not a chance. You gotta be worthy of yourself, man. You're worth more than that.
But you don't think high body count means more experience?
More experience? I don't give a fuck about more experience.
Oh, shit, what would you rate them then?
Would I rate them?
They good looking.
Nah. You gotta stay true to yourself, man.
Cheers. If you have food on your plate, clothes on your body, and a place to sleep, you're richer than 55% of people in the world. If you have money to spend as you wish and freedom to go anywhere you want, you are among the top 8% of the world's population. If you're alive today, with more health than illness, you are more blessed than the 1 million people that won't survive this week. And if you can read and understand this message, you are more fortunate than the 500 million people who cannot see, cannot read, and cannot access the knowledge and information that surrounds us. Life is not for complaining about pain and sorrows. It's about prioritizing countless other reasons to be grateful for the privileges we often take for granted.
Men, be grateful for the decision you made by walking away. It's nice to see the world heal a bit, but don't let it cloud your judgment moving forward. We've been blessed with knowledge and information that our ancestors couldn't have possibly dreamed of, and how you embrace it and use it will continue to affect the future, which I'm happy to say is in your hands. And if you made it to the end of this video, I want to say I appreciate you, so don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment to have a chance to win, and hit that subscribe button for daily videos. And if you could take a quick sec to subscribe to the second channel, Man Guide Reacts, link is down below in the description, so we can be sure that our message will keep on reaching the new men out there. I appreciate all the support, y'all.